Ignite can start the comeback.
Yes, Ignite. He's actually in the bottom left this time. He's once again representing Fnatic, and he's the blue Protoss. And his opponent in the top right is the Korean player playing very solidly in that last game from Team Alien Invasion. He is Golden.
So, 1-0 up for Golden. One win away from advancing second in this group. One win away from eliminating Ignite. Ignite, he's been in this situation before, in the losers game up against Rainman, losing game number 1, and then he came back to win it, 2-1. Do you think he's going to be able to pull off that same trick in this game?
Well, as some other casters like to say, I don't know, Kev. I feel that Golden is in a very, very strong position in this series already because of how solidly he managed to shut down Ignite's almost trademark 2-base all-in, and it's very hard to deal with that as a Protoss player. Once again, Golden is going to go for a drone scout. Really wants to know what his opponent is doing, and to be honest, I can't really blame him because it worked out really, really well for him in the previous game. Actually spots the probe marching across the map, and I wonder if Ignite is still going to go for this. And Golden actually moving his first drone down the ramp, so this might be... No, turns around and gets the pull out. Wow.
That's why the drone gets scouted. Or why you use the drone scout is if you are considering going hatch first, especially if you are sitting there thinking you're possibly the slightly better player, you want to not die to anything aggressive, anything cheesy like a cannon rush. So just playing it safe, making sure you got that scout down, and actually sees the pylon being produced as well. So he knows there is always the potential, and puts the drone on patrol command to deny a photon cannon being produced.
Just in time for that cancel by Ignite, realizes that there is no hatch on our way. I think Ignite might feel compelled to check the gold, because he still hasn't, well, he hasn't actually scouted the main for the pool. And yeah, he will now actually, and see that everything is a-okay. Blocking the hatchery, actually nice job here by Ignite. Gets the scout off, so he's actually in pretty good position.
Pylon blocks are the one thing when I play Zerg that annoy me more than anything else. I'd rather get cannon rushed than just have a pylon built on my hatchery.
Huh.
It's one of those irrational things that it annoys me so much.
Yeah, as a Terran player, I'm afraid I can't sympathize.
You build an engineering bay there, mate.
Yeah,
like, that's even worse.
Well, at least those can't float away.
True. What's the Terran equivalent of kind of that level of annoyance, where it doesn't actually do anything that bad, it's just frustrating?
Yeah, I guess early probe harass is annoying. That's sort of the equivalent, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, usually when you do things to Terrans that they don't like an Oracle, they just kind of die. So that's far beyond annoyance.
And now suddenly that's put my life as a Zerg far back into perspective.
Yeah. So Ignite actually managed to get his keep his probe alive, and he is. This is so good by Golden. Like, he has a single Zergling patrolling around his third to prevent just that thing which Ignite is now planning to do. Building a pylon and trying to cannon rush at the 5-minute mark.
Back comes around the Ling. He hasn't seen the pylon yet, but no, it got cancelled. That's all good.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, one dead probe, nothing much gonna get achieved. Now from that, and First Blood actually goes over to Golden quite significantly. Yeah. He's now picked off one probe and also 2 pylons. Force cancelled. No, 2 force cancels and also a dead pylon.
There's something I really want to point out. Golden's APM is pretty much doubling that of Ignite. I'm not sure if this is a very typical ZPP thing, but Golden, you know, he really is fast and really mechanically sound. You know, he's not to be messed with. He's up the free base at this point, getting a whole lot of drones, whereas Ignite is once again getting his trademark Stargate out of it.
Waiting to see where these two are gonna be going, but for the moment they're not doing anything too insane. Stargate and the +1 coming through. Is Ignite really gonna go for that exact same build yet again?
It's like it's almost as if this is the only build he knows to do in PvZ. That's not a rare occasion, by the way. A lot of non-professional StarCraft players tend to focus on only 1 or 2 builds when they play ladder, and they just get really, really good at it. And that's kind of what Ignite has seemed to do. And even doing the exact same build he did against Rayman on this map, you know, going for that single Phoenix. I do predict this to be a single Phoenix, by the way, and not anything else. just to get rid of Overlords and try to trick his opponent into thinking he's actually going Stargate.
Second Phoenix is coming down though, so it's gonna be a little bit of a mix-up compared to what he was doing previously. Goes away to start killing off an Overlord. Not doing too much. Behind this, Lair immediately gets started. And the reason we're seeing that Lair is because, as with all good Zerg players, they see a Phoenix, they see any kind of Stargate tech, and they go, do you know what? I need Hydras, because Ling Hydra beats whatever you're planning off the back of this.
Pretty
for
much.
About the next kind of 7-8 minutes.
I don't like Ignite as much as I did before this series, because he just made a third Phoenix. Yeah, actually he's making a third Phoenix. So he is actually going to be, making some sort of significant commitment to this tech choice. And that's just weird, like he's been doing the same build over and over again, and now he's suddenly diverging because he's playing against, well, I guess because he's playing against Golden. He's getting a third, he's sending up sentries there. He's not really doing much with these Phoenixes though. Like, I really feel some harassment once he gets 4 or 5 of them, would be appropriate.
I think we could see a very aggressive play come out of Golden. He saw the fact that the third was trying to get taken, and note, he added in a macro hatch pretty quick. He's got +1 missile attack and road speed all coming through, plus now making quite a few Zerglings. This could be Golden just trying to end that third base very quickly.
Not a very efficient harass from Ignite, I have to say. Didn't get a single drone picked off because he wasn't paying attention, and for some reason okay, now we get a couple of drone kills. That's nice, but not exactly devastating. Golden is so anticipating an all-in from him. It's not even funny. 13 roaches in production, and in fact, there is a lair, but he's also getting a macro hatch as well as +1. This could just be a +1 road speed max out and just try and go for the kill. And in fact, he knows there's a third, and he's trying to poke around it with a lot of links. And if these links get on top of the sentries, that's almost instant game over.
Well, he saw the fact that the third was attempted really early on by the probe being pulled over, and that's when this all started playing into motion. The roach run began. Road speed's nearly finished up. We got more roaches coming through. This is a massive push, and just look at the army supply, White Man. Yeah, 72 to 34.
The timing here for Golden is immaculate at the 10:30 minute mark.
There's not even a cannon of the third.
Yeah, that's actually a bit of a mistake because there's room for it between the two. Well, there should be room for it between the piles. Nice force fields here, actually cut off just what he needs to. Photon overcharge, get deployed just in time, I think, because this is really Golden's moment to strike. However, looking at the actual army composition of Ignite, he is currently supply blocked, and he's not making any. He's trying to make an immortal, but he's too supply blocked to actually get one. So every second, the army of Golden is getting bigger and bigger, and Ignite isn't getting more capable of actually handling it.
This is becoming a massive problem now for Ignite, because this army is terrifying. It breaches into the natural base. Emergency warpins trying to go through. A force field will get down just in time, but the main army to the right gets caught out of position. One sentry dies. The force field saved the rest just. But this is sketchy ground right now for our Protoss players.
Ignite just doesn't have the firepower in order to deal with this army. The first immortal is only just about to pop out, but it will get killed off immediately. The cybernetic score falls, meaning that no stalkers can even be warped in anymore. He's supply blocked, meaning he cannot actually make Void Rays or anything of the like. The Stargate gets killed off immediately. Golden just keeps flooding units, links, roaches all across the map. There's no photon overcharge ready yet, and the Nexus isn't going to get cancelled. Focus down here.
It is, it's going to fall, and that is always a very significant loss. The Immortal actually gets lifted to save it. That's a really cool play, but it's only a temporary stopgap. This is looking very good for Golden, who is just rushing units across the map. He's nearly maxed out. He is tripled the supply. GG is called.
And Ignite gets completely wrecked by Golden.